All right, what's up, everyone? This is Mike with the watch list video for Thursday, October 5th. The SPY put in a bounce today. Let me slide this over in case somebody's watching my video for the first time ever. Pause the video, read that, but basically I'll give you the shorthand version. I'm a day trader. I only trade between the bells, and this list of stocks is something I'm going to watch for possible intraday setups to make some money between the bells tomorrow, right? So here we go. ICU had the big gap up yesterday, kind of that shooting star look. Then today went down and closed about where it closed yesterday. I don't know what to make of these 2 days other than it's basically a tie. If you look at stocks in terms or charts in terms of who's winning, bulls or bears, so far you got a 2-day tie, right? But I'm a day trader, so I'm definitely going to watch that one tomorrow because it's getting some actions, had some decent headlines. Pixie had the big pop 3 sessions ago. Inside day, and it looks to be maybe another inside day if you look at the full ranges. So that one goes on long watch. Again, VSME has only been trading for what, 6 days, 5 days, but had big range today, and it really did move pretty quickly when it moved from 370 to 549. So I want to keep that one on watch. It's a new issue, so not a lot to go on, right? SLNO, recent high flyer that's come down for a few days, a bit of a bottoming tail today, goes on long watch for tomorrow. We've traded that a few times in this past week or so, so I think most of you in chat know how this thing trades, so make sure that we remind each other tomorrow to trade accordingly as far as position size, because it can be thin and whippy. NNOX had the pop yesterday, kind of a quiet inside day today, looking for a 3rd-day play. Not a pretty daily chart, but I am going to keep it on watch. AMC, it's just straight sideways chop, but when I go to intraday today, it did have a nice afternoon pop. Let's look at it on 60s. So still we're in this sideways period, and it could just as easily roll over, but I am going to put it on watch. We'll see if something's up with that afternoon spike. NUVL, big breakout today. Some kind of lung cancer news, so we're going to keep that one on watch. What's next? NUVL. MDAI. My problem with this one, had massive volume for this stock and a decent move, but my problem with it is none of us could find news, and I think the float is like less than 1 million. So whenever I see that and there's no news, I automatically assume it's some big Discord room where the moderator jumps in, buys a bunch of shares, and then tells everyone, hey, this low floater might go, and then they sell into their people in their free room, free in air quotes, right? That's the assumption. Whenever I see a tiny float and I can't find news. Having said that, I'm still going to have it on a chart tomorrow. But keep what I said in mind. IMVT. Now you got a couple. It's getting some buyers down here in the last 2 days. See these 2 different bottoming tails. So I am going to keep this on bounce watch. Go to 15-minute candles. Let me pan out a little bit. So it put in its high after the big gap update. Then the next day it put in its high. And then see these blue vertical lines. You guys know that's the opening bell. So I'll put the horizontal line on each opening bell. And you see that day it never broke its early high. Same as the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and today. According to a new friend of mine on StockTwits, it's impossible that it even bounced from here to here, right? I don't know what was the low of day. 32.67, and it went up, over $1.30 from there to over 34. This actually is impossible that this happened because somebody on StockTwits who is teaching me a lot about trading said that, don't you see this huge gap? That means it can never bounce. All right, enough of that sarcasm. Most of you who have traded more than a minute know that anything that is a recent high flyer that's down several days in a row can get a bounce. So I'm putting it right back on bounce watch, and they'll give that guy something more to whine about and call me an idiot. He said I've been wrong for a week about this one. I don't know how you can be wrong putting something on bounce watch and then not trading it because it didn't meet your parameters. That's not being wrong. You can't lose money by having something on a watch list. If you know what to look for intraday, then you get involved when you get an A+ setup. All right. NEP. Oh my God, this one can never go up either. I'm just kidding. All right, this one is certainly oversold. Whoops, let me go to 5-minute candles just to show you. No kind of setup today. Gapped up a little bit and then just straight sideways, so it goes right back on bounce watch tomorrow. PBF, I was on the fence about this one, but it's just straight down 4 days in a row. And if you put kind of a horizontal line at these recent, where it's bounced off of, it's kind of getting there. So it's in the energy sector, though, and that sector is getting pretty beat up. But I wanted to throw at least one on bounce watch. And then Groupon, which I'll put the horizontal line right there, is where it broke out. Now it's pulled back for a couple days on declining volume and found buyers in that buy zone between the 8 and the 20 that we look for. So we're going to see if it can follow through on that intraday bounce tomorrow, maybe continue higher. All right, I'm not in love with this list. I'm not in love with the trading action lately. A lot of chop out there, right? So just keep that in mind. But every day I'm hopeful that we'll see a morning gapper with great news. I can play a buy zone pullback or something along those lines. But even big spikes in individual names throughout the day because of news is pretty rare right now. It's just a weird market we're in. But news can come from nowhere, right? Just can come out of nowhere. And so at any given time, a trade can show itself. So, you know, I keep showing up in front of the screens and looking for A+ setups. And in the meantime, you guys know I've got a treadmill, an exercise bike, and a dumbbell rack in my office. And I'm definitely staying in shape during this slow market as well. All right, I'm done babbling. We'll see you in chat.